Well, mate, first of all, I've got to say congratulations on the brand new album. I've taken a listen. I've got to say this is a absolutely fantastic album.
Thank you.
So, mate, I wondered if you could start off by telling us a little bit about the work that's gone into this album, because I know that this is such a great album. So what kind of work did you put into this? Like, what kind of things were inspiring you when you actually sat down to write the music?
I was just kind of motivated by trying to make the best possible music I ever could. So I was really motivated and really determined. Spent a lot of time in my home studio writing and just demoing ideas and stuff like that. And I ended up tracking everything at home and had our former drummer Rob Brenz helping me with drum programming and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah.
What's the benefits of working at home and what's the negatives? Like, I know for myself, like, I write from home sometimes and you find every other distraction coming in because you're at home. So what's the negatives and what's the positives for you actually being able to work at home in a studio?
Well, for one, it's like a hell of a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
For two, like, it's very comfortable, and I think it's a really good fit for me. I just find the comfort in it being at home and being able to, if you get a moment of inspiration, you can go straight to your studio setup or whatever and get happening, or so it's convenient, all that sort of stuff. I do love studios and going into studios and stuff like that too, but I just think it's the better fit for me personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. The negatives definitely, like, it's sometimes just a little bit uninspiring at times when it's just your own little studio rather than a nice studio you could go to.
Yeah. To get inspiration, do you go out and about? Like, do you have a set thing that kind of does give you inspiration, like a walk through the park or a walk down the street?
Oh, yeah. Like, I take my dogs out, so I do that. Not really for inspiration, but just to unwind a bit and just enjoy normal things. And then when I'm writing music, I just kind of like hype myself up mentally.
Yep.
So it's like I just try to, I find that if I'm like in a good mood and having fun, I think that shows through in the riffs and stuff like that. So
yep.
Just try to keep it fun. If I'm feeling flat, and generally I'll step away, have a bit of a break and that sort of a thing. Yeah.
So, tell us a little bit about where that inspiration comes from for riffs, because I talk to a lot of bands, and I reckon 80% of the musos I talk to always say the riffs came from the inspiration of the lyrics, but you don't have that luxury of having lyrics there to get inspiration from. So, how do those riffs come to you? Do you just find yourself sitting down and jamming and them coming that way, or do they kind of just come into your head and then you've got to reach for a guitar and start playing?
Very, very rarely does it come into my head.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm sitting there with a drum loop usually, like a fairly straightforward drum loop, and I'll just try things. That's another good thing about working from home. Like, I do like to get weird with it, and try and make weird sounds, and just see what I can do on the guitar and explore different like the range of notes across my fretboard. So if you look at my riffs when I play them, they basically cover like a lot of the fretboard rather than staying in one position or something like that. So
yep.
I'll definitely like to explore my options and just sounds and tones and all that sort of stuff, and just have fun with it.
Yeah. I've interviewed you a couple of times, but I've never ever asked you this. When did you first start playing guitar? Like, and what made you start playing guitar? Was there something as a kid that made you decide the guitar was your instrument? And so how young were you when you first started?
I think I was about 11 when I first started, which was quite a while ago now. And my dad actually plays guitar, so he had some guitars around. He's not like a crazy guitarist or anything, but he does like sort of rock folk kind of stuff, open chord sort of stuff. So he would teach me open chords and that sort of thing. And when I started high school, there was a guitar teacher there that was like a really cool dude, a lot of kids were in bands and that sort of thing, and there was a lot of talent at the school. So I used to just like to watch other kids jamming and that sort of thing, and just wanted to be like that.
Yeah, yeah. With I Built the Sky getting so much traction now, both here in Australia and overseas as well, did you feel any pressure actually sitting down to work on this album?
Nah. I think if I was to think about that stuff, it probably would psych me out a bit.
Yeah.
All I'm thinking of, like, I'm a very simple person. All I'm thinking of is, like, I want to make the best songs I can, the best riffs I can, and that's it. You know, beyond that, then I find it's just not helpful.
Yeah. So, yeah. So talking about overseas, you recently signed with a tonal agency. Tell our listeners a little bit about how that's come about, what that means for you now.
Yeah, that's been really awesome. I've just been in contact for a little while now, and I've just been keeping them in the loop about what I'm up to and different demos and that sort of thing, and they've just been like really interested. So eventually we decided to start working together, and yeah, it's going to mean that I'm going to be, you know, likely to get festivals and tours over in the UK and Europe. There's already things in the works, so there'll be some announcements coming out probably sometime early next year, I think. But yeah, there's some really exciting things in the works, so yeah.
Yeah, of course, last year you did go to Europe and the UK. What was that like, and how did you find the audiences over there accepted your music as well?
Yeah, that was just an amazing experience. I was just really lucky to have two awesome bands to share the touring with, which was Circles and Caligula's Horse. So we just had a lot of fun with it. Audiences were great, like, you know, it wasn't stadiums or anything like that, but the people that were there were really passionate, and I found that everywhere we played, there would be like a pocket of people there that were like specifically to see us, which was really cool and really, really flattering, especially being on that bill with those really talented bands. So, and just great responses, had a lot of fun. Like someone came, it was in Budapest, they came up to me, they had hand-drawn a picture of me and wanted me to sign it and stuff like that.
Awesome.
Really crazy things like that happened, and just nothing but a good time.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go back.
I was going to say, teaming up with other Aussie bands like that to go overseas and do a tour, it's a great idea because you get to have a bigger pool for actual venues and stuff like that. Is that something that you would recommend to other bands out there to do as well?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really, really perfect because you know, you can all support each other and everything, and it's just a much more comfortable situation when you've got you know, familiar faces around with you. And yeah, it was just the ideal situation really, because we all have a similar vibe, I guess. Like we could all fit pretty well on a bill. We all got along so well and just had a great time. So yeah.
Now, I wanted to talk to you about your recent Street Talk video, because I had a watch of that and absolutely loved it. Tell us a little bit about what that was actually like doing, because I loved that look on some people's faces when you said to them, have you heard of I Built the Sky? And they give that look like, oh, I better say yes, but I haven't. Tell us a little bit about what that was like going out on the street to do that.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun, actually. I did it but on the second album, the second album I released, we did it. I don't know where the idea came from, but I don't know, I just, you know, I like, you know, was a fan of like the footy show, how they used to do that as well. And yeah, I just thought it would be funny, like, to see what, you know, and put people on the spot like that, because, you know, the chances of anyone actually have heard of it before is like pretty much, you know, 1%. So it was funny to put people on the spot, and everyone just, you know, we just all had a laugh with it. The people that I interview like have a bit of a laugh about it too.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just good fun. I love doing it. Yeah, want to do more.
I used to do a Street Talks segment for our Channel 31 show, and I know that you get a lot of people coming up that you can't actually air. Did you have any incidents like that when you were actually recording?
Not too bad. Yeah, no, I was in a really, really populated area, so
Yeah.
nothing too bad. We got offered pizza, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw that. That was great. So,
Yeah.
also tell us about your brand new video clip as well, because it's an absolutely amazing clip, and they look so good and so clear. Tell us a little bit about who you work with for your video clips, because they're amazing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they came out so great. So basically, the bass player, Sam Tan, he is a video guy. So he takes care of all the editing and actually a lot of the times the filming. So in one of the clips called Up Into the Ether, you see him in the clip, but you probably don't see him as much as me and Rob, and that's because he was running back behind the camera and filming us during it. So, yeah, it's one of those things. It's, I mean, he's a brilliant at what he does. He has a lot of great ideas and stuff like that. So, yeah, he actually does most of it.
Yeah. Ro, the album's out now, so what next for you guys? Like, what have you got planned that our listeners and our readers will be able to get behind?
So, on Sunday, so tomorrow, we're playing in support of Galactic Empire in Melbourne.
Yep.
And then Thursday coming, we'll be supporting them in Sydney. That's going to be the last of the shows for this year, I believe. Then next year, it's all about playing shows and getting out there and touring. So, I'm in the process of organising my own Australian run. There's going to be some international stuff already some stuff booked, but nothing I can mention yet. But there'll be some international stuff, and yeah, I'm just hoping to book shows and play.
Awesome, mate. Well, we cannot wait to see these new tracks live, but is there anything you'd like to say to our listeners before they go out and grab the album this weekend as well?
Just thank you to anyone who's ever had a chance to check out my older stuff. I think if you give this new stuff a go, you'll enjoy it. I think it's some fun riffs on there, some different emotions, and hopefully something for everyone.
Awesome. Well, again, mate, thank you so much for chatting to us today, and congratulations on the album.
No worries. Thanks for the chat.
Not a problem, mate. Hopefully we get to talk again soon.
I'm sure we will.
All right. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Bye.
See ya.